皆さんお久しぶりです。なかなか NBA シーズンの再開が見えてきませんが、皆さんお元気でしょうか。僕はですね、この中断中にどんどん目が悪くなってしまい、いよいよこんなものが必要となってしまいました。まあもういい年ですからね。そして今の時代、これもマストじゃないですか。なのでこれ見えるかな、両方つけるとすぐこんな感じになっちゃって、もうただただ何も見えない日々を過ごしています。さあ今回新コーナー Zoom with Zach では八村塁選手以外のウィザーズのメンバーを皆さんに紹介できればと思っています。第1回目のゲストはモリッツ・ワグナー選手です。さあここでワグナー選手を簡単に紹介。ドイツ・ベルリン出身、ミシガン大学で3年生の時に全米準優勝、2018年ドラフトでレイカーズに全体25位指名され入団、2019年7月にウィザーズへ移籍。今シーズンは37試合に出場、1試合平均 9.5 得点 5.2 リバウンド、これが36分平均だと 17.9 得点と非常に効率のいい活躍を見せています。
Mo, you're our very first guest on Zoom with Zach. Thank you for being here. We have a lot of questions, including questions from fans, so let's get rolling. First, a fan asks, what's the correct pronunciation, Wagner or Wagner?
It's Wagner, actually.
Wagner, that's the correct German pronunciation, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so actually, you know, on our Japanese platform for the Wizards, we have Wagner, so that's actually not correct. Do you want us to change it?
Well, I mean, I guess I've been used to it. Americans made their own mistake. Like it happens so many times. At this point, some of my family members go by Wagner just to not raise questions. So I'm cool.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate that. Okay. So how are you dealing with the ongoing shelter-in-place situation? How's that going for you?
I'm actually doing really good. I had my family here. I have a nice little space to work out at. My apartment is big enough, so I don't really get bored. There are some days where it gets kind of, I don't know, repetitious and you do the same thing, but I'm actually doing relatively well.
Okay, cool. So your family's over there, meaning your younger brother, Franz, who's a player at University of Michigan, he's over there as well?
Exactly. Him and I spent a lot of time together, and he's here, and we haven't had the chance to do that in the last 5 years. So it's cool to have that now.
Cool. Hey, so your first language is German, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So what do you speak? You speak German, English? Do you speak any other languages?
I mean, I learned to speak Spanish and French, but it would be way too far to say I can speak both of those languages. I can say hello and bye and how old I am, but that's it.
Okay. So when you speak with Isak Banga, do you speak German or English?
Yeah, I speak German.
You do speak German. And what if there's like an English-speaking teammate that comes by? Then do you switch to English then, just so they understand what you're talking about?
Yeah, and sometimes it's cool because it's like kind of exclusively that you can speak German with each other, and
sure.
If you play together against a different team, like you say stuff in German, they have no clue what's going on. Or when you talk in front of a coach and you don't want him to hear what you got to say, like you just speak in German. And sometimes coaches go like, no, only English here, and it's funny and all that stuff. But it's actually cool to like kind of go through together.
Sure. How's your Japanese? Has Ruie taught you any Japanese?
We've learned how to sing the happy birthday song.
Yes.
Arigato. I've learned, those are like the classics, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really bad. I'm not going to lie. I apologize for that. It's a hard language though.
But you did sing that Tanjobi Omedeto many times, right? During the season.
Yes, because they make the young guys sing happy birthday. So I don't think I sing it correctly, but at least I gave it a try.
Sure. So give us a funny Ruie episode. I'm sure, he's a pretty wacky guy. Maybe when he's not around Brad, Beal, I think he's wacky. So do you have a funny episode regarding Ruie?
I think it's funny how he's a funny guy all around. I think he always acts so shy, but he isn't really. Just like you just said, he actually, when you get to know him a little better, he comes out of himself a little bit more and makes jokes about people. And him and I went through the injuries together to a certain amount of time and kind of grew closer to each other and like kind of established a relationship, I think. And yeah, work out together and all that stuff. So yeah, it's kind of cool to go through similar situations together.
All right. Did you trash talk Rui when last November Michigan defeated Gonzaga, right? At the time, I think both teams were undefeated. It was the Battle for Atlantis tournament. And I know Michigan struggled after that a little bit, and Gonzaga kept winning. But did you trash talk Rui after that game? What was the deal?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
He had to pay up. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Michigan got some good wins in the beginning of the year, so I was popping off.
Sure. Can you reveal what the sort of, quote unquote bet was? I mean, or is that a secret?
I mean, usually that's how I got to know it last year. Usually when your alma mater is playing a different alma mater in the team, it's usually always $100 out of the per diem, like automatically.
Okay.
I don't think we've really established that in this team, but that was the bet. We didn't go any further.
Okay.
I should have gone higher,
Okay.
but I don't really play around with that with money like that. So the win counted more.
Sure, of course. Bragging rights, and it's like getting him to pay for your meal, basically, is what happened. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Let's talk about you. Looking back on your second NBA season, I mean, and it's actually not over yet. We don't know what's going to happen, but you were offensively very efficient, especially when you look at per 36 minutes. Was this the season you imagined it would be?
I never look at a season and like imagine what it could be. I just kind of try to see it game by game and don't really try to like get caught up in all that stuff. And obviously, it's a learning process for me. It's the first time I really get an opportunity to play, safe rotation minutes. And I just try to make the best out of it because in the league, and I've got to know the league in that regard early, that sometimes you don't get an opportunity and you're just stuck in that place. So I'm very grateful for the chance and try to work hard to make the best out of it, and everything else happens. But that's the only stuff I can really control.
Was the November 15th game in Minnesota when you became the first NBA player ever to score 30 points, 15 rebounds, and then also add 4 3-point shots off the bench? You became the first NBA player ever. Was that the most memorable game for you?
This year, probably. I mean, obviously, it's when you look at the stuff, it wasn't nothing like outrageous that I did. I made layup after layup. My teammates were finding me. Obviously, it helps when you make shots, but I think that game kind of showed me that I have a niche in the league and can be really good at doing simple things and don't have to do crazy stuff in order to be successful. So kind of was an eye-opener to me, and obviously everything came together that day. But it kind of clicked that day for me, and got to know myself really well that day.
Clearly a confidence builder for you, that right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Get some swag too from that performance, of course.
What needs to happen to sustain that kind of success throughout the season?
Well, that's the magic question right there. I think as a young player, that's the challenge really, to be consistent and perform on a certain level for every night. And that's something I'm still trying to figure out, and probably is my biggest challenge, to just be consistent in the things I do well, and let the game come to me and let the other stuff happen. But that's something as a young player that's probably the biggest challenge. So I'll tell you after my career what you have to do in order to do that. But probably, I mean, for me, it's just keep working hard and stay the course.
Yeah. What was Rising Stars All-Star Weekend like for you? You also got to meet President Obama. Your parents also visited from Germany, right?
Yeah. It was crazy to me because those are things you don't really like think about that can happen. I don't play for that type of stuff. So to experience that, I didn't even have that on my radar. To be there was really cool and makes me obviously very proud.
President Obama, what are you doing here? I know who you are, Mo. I saw you play at the University of Michigan. You know I'm a big college basketball fan. Right, Michelle? Malia? Sasha?
My parents came for like literally 24 hours just to see that because they knew it would be like a one-time thing. So it was really cool for me, and a lot. It was a big weekend, man. You do a lot of stuff, and a great experience for myself and my family.
Do you have an NBA player that you look up to or model yourself after? I mean, obviously Dirk Nowitzki is one of the biggest stars ever to come from your country.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's a one player that I model my game after. I try to watch a lot of players and kind of try certain moves or what they do, but I wouldn't say I want to be like that guy. My favorite player growing up was obviously next to Dirk was Kevin Garnett.
Okay.
Just, I don't know, because of his intensity. And I always say he was like crazy in certain terms, but I mean this in a very positive way. And the way he could affect the game without scoring. Yeah. So Kevin Garnett was the reason I chose 21 when I was young. And I was happy when I got that number. So that used to be my biggest idol.
Interesting. Okay. You've been great, and you talked about sort of the niche that you're good at. You've been great at taking charges and helping the team that way. So how much pride do you take in that? And is there someone who taught you that mindset when you were growing up or learning the game of basketball?
Honestly, I didn't know how to take charges before this year. It's something that naturally kind of happened. I think Coach Beilein taught it at Michigan really well. So I never took a charge before I came to the States, and Coach Beilein at Michigan really taught us really well how to take him. And then in college, I was more like athletic enough to also block shots at a consistent level. And here I figured it's really hard for me to, I don't know, block shots on a regular basis. So you have to kind of figure out a way to guard explosive guards effectively or bigger guys that just are bigger than you and more explosive. So that's kind of what I came up with. And it's obviously a challenge too. You can't just recklessly take charges every time. You also got to know when to do it and how to do it. So that's a process I'm still in and trying to figure all that stuff out. But it's definitely something that I've kind of discovered for myself to be effective. And hope I have some success with down the line.
Okay. You're also a really great three-point shooter. Obviously in college, I think about 40%. But what would you like to improve upon for your third NBA season?
I mean, what I've just kind of touched on, consistency, I think is the biggest thing. I think there's nothing really. I'm not going to change crazy as a player. Just do the things that I do really well for a consistent effort, and do that every night. And I think that's my next challenge, to do that. And then you build every summer and add one thing at a time. But for me, that's kind of my thing, my mentality that I've been working on, and keep getting better defensively. And that's kind of what I've been working on, what my mindset lies on.
Okay. One last thing before you go. Do you have a favorite German food, and are you able to get that food in DC?
So it's not necessarily German food. It's from Berlin. It's called Döner. It's an Arabic Turkish dish created in Berlin. And it's very unique. So it's similar to falafel or whatever, but it's just different. You only find the original. You only find in Berlin. That's like a Berlin thing.
I see.
And that's like the big thing that I miss, honestly.
That's like the chicken kebab sandwich, but sort of like how's it
like
different?
A shawarma with
lamb.
Yeah, it's unreal.
With lamb?
It's only Berlin people understand it, not gonna lie.
Okay. All right. They do have some pretty good chicken kebab sandwiches even in Tokyo, but I trust you. I trust that Berlin, it's even better over there. So
it's good.
Do you have a favorite Japanese food?
Whew. I mean, I love this is obviously, I don't want to sound like typical, but I love sushi.
Yeah.
So I love like eating that type of food. I love eating fish. I go away from like eating chicken and all that stuff and go towards eating more fish and seafood. So I love all that stuff and don't really care what country, but I love to learn about it too. So I wouldn't say I have necessarily a favorite food, but I do love sushi for sure.
Do you have a favorite fish topping or?
Oh, you asked me what's my favorite fish?
Yeah, for the sushi, when you have different kinds of fish on top of the rice, that, nigiri, or even if it's raw.
Honestly, I love tuna. I love the salmon. I also like vegetable tuna, sushi as well.
Yeah.
a bunch of good sushi places in DC that I go to on a regular basis. So no, about everything, but salmon and tuna are probably the most favorite I have.
Okay. There's one thing you've got to try, maybe next year, who knows, you know, if you're here in Japan with Team Germany for the Olympics, they have something in Japan called natto, and I've tried to convince Coach Brooks to try it. It's fermented soybeans. It smells like dirty socks, but it's wonderful. And some people
Sounds delicious.
Do you like cheese?
I might need some convincing there as well. I'm with Coach Brooks on that one.
Actually, Coach Brooks wants to try it. He just hasn't had a chance. Are you into cheese? Because if you like cheese, I think people say you're able to eat natto.
Yeah, I like cheese. Not like the dirty, like I don't like the smelly cheese.
Okay.
I like milder cheese, but I'm a cheese fan for sure.
Okay. Well, natto is not a mild type of cheese. It's similar to the smelliest cheese.
I expected that.
Yeah.
You would say that.
Seriously, it is like dirty socks in a gym bag. So, but it is wonderful. Trust me, it's wonderful and very healthy.
Well, I have to try it.
Okay. All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much, Mo.
I appreciate
our first
it.
ever Zoom with Zach guest, Moe Wagner. Mo, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Okay.
My man. Bye-bye.
いやー、ワグナー選手、納豆を試してくれるかな、そして美味しいと思ってくれるのかな。僕は大好きなんですけどね。そして今回面白いなと思ったのが、ダーク・ノビツキさんもそうなんですが、ワグナー選手どちらかというとケビン・ガーネットさんに憧れていて、なので背番号もノビツキさんの41番ではなく KG の21番を好んでつけているということでした。NBA シーズンの再開の見通しがまだはっきりしませんが、この Zoom with Zach シリーズ引き続きやっていければと思っております。皆さん今回たくさんの質問ありがとうございました。来週もどしどしお願いします。ではまた来週お会いしましょう。Thanks for watching and stay safe everyone. Goodbye.